Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Cody the Coin Raptor, and today I want to go ahead and talk to you about Bitcoin and crypto chart TA, including the idea that Bitcoin is reaching a point of buyer exhaustion. All right, but before we get to that, be sure to like my videos and subscribe, and also go ahead and follow me on Twitter for the most up-to-date information. So Bitcoin has had an amazing month so far, and that follows a record January in which Bitcoin was up almost 40%. Now, the last time Bitcoin had such a strong January was about the 2020 January, and then we go all the way back here to 2013 January, in which it was actually higher, 44%. So Bitcoin had a record January that has not been matched since 2013. And usually February winds up being a green month as well, historically, for Bitcoin. But what we've seen lately is when we take a look at our chart TA, we've seen Bitcoin kind of move in this sideways channel here. And in addition to that, if you go, this is the daily, by the way, and if you go and you look at volumes have been creeping lower and creeping lower, right? That's the trend. And then RSI has also been coming down as well. So we see both RSI and volumes coming down right now, showing that buyers aren't as strong as the beginning of January when we had this massive rise up here. And Bitcoin's been bouncing between these two price areas here, both on about 22,400 and here on the resistance side at about 23,800. Now, we did have a very brief pop above that level on Thursday, but it was soundly rejected. Sellers stepped in here and forced the price all the way down here to about 22,400. We still do have a little bit of an uptrend here from, I'd say, about the last week or so, but it seems like we're firmly within this solid sideways consolidation, and that is perfectly normal for any sort of bull market, any sort of uptrend for Bitcoin in general, because it has to have time in which it needs to consolidate these massive gains that happened all during the month here. And I still do believe that we're going to wind up getting a pullback here. We could wind up seeing a pullback all the way back to about 20,500, or it could all the way come down to the 200 day moving average, which is 19,700. If we zoom in and we take a look at the hourly for Bitcoin, one thing also to watch is the 200-hour moving average, and you can see here that the 200-hour moving average has actually been very strong support for Bitcoin in the past, I'd say the past 10 hours or so. It's been very strong support, and we've seen some other areas in the past here where it's actually gone under that for a little bit, but it has not spent very much time below this 200-hour moving support. So that's one area in which you're going to be looking at for buyers to step in at this 200 level, and that's at about 23,266 right now. All right. I'm still remaining patient in Bitcoin. I'm still waiting for a better buying opportunity to come in here, and I do think we're going to wind up getting that within the next week. And if not the next week, say the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so. Like I said, I am not being impatient right now. I am waiting for a fantastic opportunity to come in here and buy the dip. So with Bitcoin, we're also going to go ahead and take a look at the funding rate as well. So the funding rate shows us basically the dominance of longs or shorts for Bitcoin for the perpetual contracts. And what we're seeing here is that it's actually decreasing as well. We come over here and look at the funding rate, and the funding rate kind of peaked here at about the 1st of February, and then over the last couple of days, it has declined since then. So the bulls are actually kind of getting a little bit weaker, and we can also see that with the price action here at the top. So this is yet another sign that the bulls are just becoming a little bit weaker, and we're starting to see some sellers pop in here above these levels, above 24,000. And then just to update you guys on the Bitcoin NVT Golden Cross, which is usually one of the best indicators that I found to find local tops. It has actually come and it's gone into this topping pattern here. It reached a top at about the 28th of January. And then now we're starting to see it come back down again. And usually what this means is that we wind up seeing a top for the Bitcoin price. And then the Bitcoin price usually heads lower. So this is kind of a local top. It's not like a perfect, timing, right? This usually happens within a couple of days of each other. So I could think this probably could go out about as far as about a week or so. So it might be even as much as a week before we wind up seeing a topping formation play out with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin price action. But it has started to come back down again, which means that that topping pattern should be very short-lived. Okay, and so that kind of leads back into what I was saying earlier, which you're gonna wind up getting a pullback, right? I think that we're at a local top right now. We'll see a pullback and then a return to the uptrend after that. So broadly speaking, I also want to go ahead and talk about the Bitcoin and crypto fear and greed index. This is something I pay attention to quite a bit, and this has been one of the best indicators here. Actually, this one here at this btctools.io. So what it does is it shows you a graph of the previous fear and greed index amount, and then it also gives you an idea of what you're at right now when we're at 58, and 58 is still in the greed category. So I'm definitely waiting for the either fear to set back in or an extreme fear in order to buy back into a Bitcoin long position. And then broadly speaking, also want to go ahead and cover the total crypto market cap as well. So total crypto market cap has actually gone above about $1 trillion again for, it feels like the 8th or 9th time in about a year, because it's kind of been bobbling back and forth between getting to that 1 trillion mark and then coming below it. So right now we're above that yet again. And then if we go down here, we take a look at the altcoin market cap. Altcoins have taken off significantly, and we've seen it's been kind of a massive increase, and it corresponds with the Bitcoin price as well. So you're seeing a bullish action in Bitcoin and bullish action in the altcoin markets as well. And if we zoom out here, we can see here that it's approaching the November levels that we had here right before that FTX dump. So it's coming back and it's recovering in a big way for the altcoins. All right. And then we go down here and we take a look at stablecoin market cap. This is really important to point out because stablecoin market cap takes into account all the stablecoins and then assigns them and then adds together their market cap to give you an idea of what's going on in the stablecoin space. And what we've seen in the last couple of months is that stablecoins have been decreasing dramatically. And what I think is happening here is that money is flowing from stablecoins to altcoins and to Bitcoin. So if we zoom out here, we look at the 1 year, we can see that this has kind of fallen off a cliff dramatically ever since you went here to about May. This is probably when you had a lot of people transitioning over and buying Bitcoin at this point as the market falls and falls and falls and falls. And right now, this is at a low that we haven't seen since, we zoom out here a little bit, this is a low we haven't seen since about November or so, because it went through to November, and then it spiked massively all the way up here to April, and then it's come back down dramatically. So if we're in the beginning of a bull market, what you want to wind up seeing is a big decrease in the stablecoin market cap to kind of give you an idea that people who have stablecoins are going and buying Bitcoin or going and buying altcoins. And right now it's stayed relatively stable, which also kind of corresponds with the Bitcoin price, right? Bitcoin's also been mostly stable for the past week or so. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at the DeFi or the decentralized financed market cap. So the decentralized finance market cap has been up dramatically, just kind of also with the altcoin market cap, but it's pushed to a level that we haven't seen here since, if we go all the way back here, since we haven't seen since about August of 2022. So going all the way back there, right? And then that kind of topped out about August 11th. So DeFi seems to be recovering very nicely now with this huge uptrend that we have right now. And that also kind of gives me an idea that there's been some bullishness in the altcoin space and coins outside of Bitcoin that specifically have to deal with the DeFi space, okay? So it just gives you guys an idea of what's going on in the broader crypto space. I don't always want to focus solely on Bitcoin, but I do want to go ahead and give you guys some idea of what Bitcoin has been up to and how that affects altcoins and stablecoins. So, speaking of Bitcoin, we're also going to go ahead and take a look at the total liquidations for Bitcoin. And over the last couple of days, what we've seen here is we've seen a significant amount of both long liquidations and short liquidations over the last couple of days. And so that just kind of leads me to believe that we've had quite a bit of volatility over the past couple of days without neither the bulls nor the bears gaining control of Bitcoin. So there's not really a lot of conclusive information that I can pull from this, just that it's been pretty equal on both sides. It's not just a complete slaughter of bears and of shorts. So take that for what it's worth. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin, has done something very interesting. We zoom out here, we take a look at the daily, and we can see that Ethereum has popped above this level. However, it's still trading a little bit here in a sideways consolidation. It has gone a little bit above this level. It's sitting currently above resistance at about 1660, but I want to see it break out even more strongly. This is not a convincing breakout at all. It tried to break out. It had a massive wick to the top here, which means sellers came in and they sold this whole area up here. All right, so Ethereum is in a strong resistance area right here. You can think of this kind of like a resistance band right about here or so. But I'm going to leave this trend line, this resistance point here intact until we see a strong breakout above it. And if it can't break out above it, you're going to see it come back all the way down here to about 1500 and retrace back to this support line that was made back on the 18th of January. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at Binance Coin as well. And Binance Coin has probably been the most bullish of anything I've talked about so far because we have a strong breakout above this resistance line here at 1317. And I'm going to go ahead and move this resistance line up here. And now we're at about 1334 or so. So Binance Coin has just been taken off the past couple of days. This is pretty massive. I mean, it went from 244 all the way up here to about 333 or so. And it really shows no signs of stopping. However, Binance Coin is overbought on the daily RSI right now. It's sitting at about 71, and that would lead me to believe that buyers are probably going to be taking a break. They're going to be taking a breather, and we're probably going to wind up getting some more sideways consolidation before we do a retest of some of the support levels we made down here at about maybe 300, somewhere in that range, because it's a nice round number, and it does seem to be very strong support. All right. So that's all I've got for you guys today. If you like this content, let me know, like, subscribe, and go ahead and leave a comment. And let me know what you guys are looking at. And if you think that looking at the total crypto market cap gives you some idea into what the market has been doing. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.